So we didn't have any TV in the house, but we had lots and lots of books. I was very fortunate. My mom was a reader, and she took us to the library every week or every other week, and we brought home piles and piles of books. And I showed an interest in reading at a very young age. My mom said she'd be reading, and I would bug her to read to me all the time. And so eventually I became so persistent that she made a deal with me. And she said she would read me a chapter of Winnie the Pooh, and this was the text-heavy version, not the picture book version. She'd read me a chapter of Winnie the Pooh, and then I had to sit there quietly holding my book while she read a chapter of her grown-up book to herself. And it took me years to realize it, but she had given me a great, great gift there. She had taught me to love the idea of sitting quietly with a book long before I could read it. And then eventually I started showing an interest in picking out letters and sounds and stuff. And so she sent away, some of you remember a time when you used to send away for things. And she sent away to a Chicago newspaper for a phonics book. And she used this phonics book to teach me how to read. And by the time I was 4, I could read, thanks to my mom. And I'd like to just end the story there and let you all think I was a child prodigy. Unfortunately, I was telling this story around my dad recently, and he kind of took me down a peg because I said, yeah, I could read when I was 4. And my dad said, well, yeah, kinda. I said, what do you mean, kinda? And he then told a story about taking little 4-year-old me, who was suddenly very proud of the fact that he could read, out to the barn. He said we were walking together out to the barn, and we walked behind the farm truck, which was parked in the garage with the tailgate sticking out. And he said, I stopped behind the truck and I said, F-O-R-D, truck. So I was fraudulent even then. But I'm a compulsive reader, and I know there's some of you here tonight, and I got that from my mom. The minute I sit still, I start looking for something to read, and my mom's the same way. And matter of fact, one time she was visiting the neighbor lady, and they were visiting at the kitchen table, and the doorbell rang, and the neighbor lady left to go find out who was at the door. And my mom just absentmindedly grabbed the nearest thing and started paging through it. And then the neighbor lady came back in the kitchen, at which point my mom realized to her horror that she was paging through the woman's checkbook register. And as my mother would say, she was just mortified. But I read at every opportunity, and been doing that since I was a kid. As a matter of fact, every time I sit down, I try to read, and from years and years of sitting down in the bathroom and looking for the nearest thing to read, I can tell you that if you go home tonight, sit down in your bathroom, pick up the toothpaste and flip it over. On the back there it says, Crest has been shown to be an effective decay preventive dentifrice when used in a conscientiously applied program of oral and dental hygiene. Go ahead and check that if you want. And I read all those cereal boxes, of course, Sunday morning, and as a result, by the time I was in kindergarten, man, I could spell niacin and riboflavin.